Peter, ready? Okay.
I'm Mayor, right? Well, you're still here.
All right, I want to welcome everyone to the Glens Common Council meeting back here in our chambers for the first time in 15 months.
We need new
We
chairs.
usually start out with the Pledge of Allegiance, so we're going to start right from the beginning with this reading.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tell Park. It's all right, you're here, we're ready to go. Okay, so the first thing we have on our agenda is public comment. We do have a couple people here. Please come up to the microphone and address the council. Give us your name and your address, please.
My name is Don Franks, and I live at 15 Windy Ridge Road.
Okay.
Anyway, the reason why I'm here is to talk about a RAM clinic, and RAM stands for the Remote Area Medical. They're a nonprofit in Tennessee that owns a lot of medical equipment, and at the request of the community, they will come up and set up a pop-up clinic and run a free clinic. Several other people and myself from Glens Falls formed such a committee, and we asked them if they would come up, and they did, and it's going to be held first weekend in October at the Washington County Fairgrounds. A little bit about the clinic is that it was designed for either the uninsured or the underinsured, although anyone who shows up will be seen. It's first come, first served. And it's free. They do not take any information. They don't ask anybody if they're insured. It's just they walk in and they get served. First thing that happens is that everyone who shows up gets medical. They go to the medical area for physical things like that. Then they get a choice between dental or vision. If they choose dental, they'll go to a doctor who will either clean their teeth, do fillings, or do extractions. The thing that's really neat is the vision, and that few people have vision insurance. When you go in, you're examined by an optician, and he will write a prescription for lenses if you need it. And then you go out to a table, pick out the frames that you want. They bring along equipment and grind your lenses there, mount them in the glasses, give them to you, and you walk out, and it's all free. The clinic is going to be a full-day clinic on October 2nd, which is a Saturday, half-day clinic on the 3rd, and if I can pass these out, please, flyers.
And it's for any, I mean, you don't have to be a city, but obviously not for
No.
Greenwich. No residency requirements.
No, as a matter of fact, you don't even have to be from New York.
Amazing.
If you've heard about it, you can go to it. The reason why it's unusual, nobody in this area has really heard of RAM, is because New York has a law that they do not recognize the medical license of anybody else who is not certified in New York. RAM has a stable of doctors that they can call on when they visit a state that does have reciprocity with other areas. But that's not the case in New York. And part of the job for the community home group, which is what community host group, which is what we're called, is to recruit doctors from New York and opticians and dentists and everything from New York to perform free and give them housing and feed them for 4 days. And that's the stage we're at right now, is doing fundraising so we can afford to feed them for 4 days. And just thought I would come and let everyone know that it's going to happen, and it's going to happen in first weekend in October, and it was started by people here in Glens Falls.
So how can we help as a community?
Well, first of all, talk it up. I gave one of these flyers to the, let's see, Robin Barkenhagen has it in his front window. Also, the Chronicle has it in their window.
Okay.
We have not started doing the publicity yet. Passing out the flyers would be one thing. And then going for news stories and radio and TV coverage is still to come. But right now we're concerning ourselves with fundraising.
Is there something that we could share on our website or on social media? And we could just take a picture of the flyer, but do you have a
Yeah.
digital anything?
I have a lot of other information.
Okay.
Actually, if someone wants to volunteer, they go to the RAM, it's ram.usa.org, and the middle button in the upper right-hand corner is for volunteers, and you click the volunteer button, and it covers everything from pilots to people doing, actual medical stuff. We are listed as the clinic in Greenwich. It's called the Southern Adirondack Clinic. There's another one, I think, about a month before that in, Olean, which is closer to Buffalo. And the actual operation of the clinic, let me know if I'm rambling too long. The operation of the clinic, the details will really come out later as they work out the parking lot and the gates to open and all that kind of stuff. Usually what happens is that people come at midnight when the gates open, and the people parking the cars will park them in the order in which they got there. And then at 3 o'clock in the morning, they'll go and give numbers to the people in the order that they're parked. And at 6 o'clock, the clinic will open, and people will come in according to their numbers, and not all at the same time. It's COVID limited. And they'll be routed to whatever area that they, like I say, everybody gets medical, but then they'll be routed to dental or to vision, depending on what they're there for. And it's a full-day clinic on Saturday, which means 6 o'clock in the morning until probably about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And on Sunday, it's from 6 o'clock in the morning until about noon, and then they pack up their 18-wheelers and take the stuff back to Tennessee.
It's amazing.
Are you the contact person for this one?
Yes.
And do they verify if you are underinsured or don't have insurance, or
No,
anybody can?
they don't even ask.
Okay.
When you walk in, you register your name and what you're there for, and if you need an interpreter for, a translator for Mexican, something like that, for Spanish, you'll do that at the start. But then after that, you're matched with a guide, as a volunteer. We'll take you to the right area and sit with you while you get whatever procedure done, and take you to the next area, and once you're finished, then you go. The only thing they require, or the only thing that they have, is that everyone gets medical, but then they get a choice between dental or vision. You can't get all three in the same day. If you want all three, you have to come back 2 days in a row. And I will volunteer to make a more complete presentation later, but that's what I have for tonight.
Well, great. We appreciate your volunteerism on that, and it sounds like a great thing for the area. So thank you very much.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
Do you have any future clinics closer to Glens Falls?
No. The way RAM operates, in order to be a host group, you have to have somebody who has been to a RAM clinic before, which means unless someone comes to our clinic or the one in Olean, they can still do the New York clinic, but it's not going to happen next year. It may happen 2 years from now, but not now.
Any other questions? Well, thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, okay.
gonna add something to that because I don't work on this, but I've been watching it. He's been working on this for 4 years, and it's finally coming off the ground. But one of the things is it's taking a lot to get this thing going, but once it's set up, the intention is it will be an annual thing and will probably grow over the years. So I thought that was another piece of information.
Thank you, Gary.
Yeah.
Okay, Pete, you don't have anybody on the YouTube?
There's not. I have instructions for people to chat, chat.
Okay. All right, so from there, we'll go to committee reports. Ms. Reed.
I have none.
Mr. Captain.
No report.
Mr. Collins.
I have none.
All right, Ms. Palmer.
For building and codes, I just wanted to let you know that we did meet, building and codes staff used to meet, regularly, and that had paused for a while, so I did attend the last meeting. We kind of just touched base on where we were with the short-term rentals, waiting kind of for the county to act, and then we're looking to put the rental registration on our agenda for this next year, so just a heads up that might be coming our way.
Awesome.
That's it.
Good. Mr. Enberg.
I have none.
Mr. Carter.
Special Projects Committee met this evening for a council meeting. It will continue to meet the second and fourth Tuesday at 6 o'clock to continue our discussion on taxi cab fares. And we are finally had a working document put together, which I shared with you, Mayor and Jane, to start the discussion of actually putting pen to paper. We had all 3 taxi cab companies represented tonight, which was great. Loved the dialogue that we had with them. They have some legitimate concerns, and we want to try to help them while striking a balance with our constituents that need that service. So we're plugging along, Mayor, and hopefully we'll have something to you in the council, and hopefully in a month or 2, depending on how well things progress.
Great. Thanks for your leadership on that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, so seeing there's no more committee reports, we'll go with voice vote. First is a resolution approving the minutes of the May 25th, 2021 meeting of Glens Falls County Council. Second is a resolution approving a request by the Glens Falls Collaborative to close Glen Street from Bay to the traffic circle on Maple from Ridge to Bay on October 16th from noon to 3 for Weed Fest.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Is there anything on the roll call that you'd like to hold for further discussion? Number 3 is a resolution proposing a local law to amend the code of the city of Glens Falls, section 208-48, schedule 1, traffic control signals, remove the traffic control signal at the intersection of 3rd and Staple Streets, and to amend section 208-54, schedule 7 to include a 4-way stop at the intersection of 3rd and Staple Streets, and scheduling a public hearing into the proposed local law for 7/25, Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021, in the Common Council chambers, and directing the city clerk to make public notice of the proposed local law and a public hearing. 4 is a resolution authorizing control to increase general fund revenue line A009999-2630 restitution by $1. An increased general fund special 833-126-4479A. Seized assets, the state GFT PD by $1. Paperwork. 5 is resolution authorizing the controller to increase general fund revenue line A009999-3098 forfeiture and crime proceeds by $958.17, and increase general fund expense line 823-126-4479A. Seized assets from the state GFPD by $958.17. 6 is a resolution authorizing control of increased general fund revenue line A009999-1589A, other public safety income by $1,365, increased general fund expense line 823-120-1100 police overtime by $1,365. 7 is a resolution authorizing controller to increase general fund revenue line A009999-2680 insurance recovery by $3,519.46, and the increased general fund expense line A23310-2400 electric highway and street equipment by $3,519.46. 8 is a resolution authorizing the controller to decrease general fund expense line A119990-9000 contingency by $1,105 and increase general fund expense line A11910-4470 insurance by $1,105.50. 9 is a resolution approving and authorizing the submission of the City of Glens Falls Community Development Block Grant Fiscal Year 2021 Year 2 Annual Action Plan and 2021 Community Development Block Grant Program budget in the amount of $517,320 to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development for review and approval. 10 is a resolution approving community development annual payments of $1,644. 11 is a resolution exercising the City of Glens Falls option to extend bid City of Glens Falls 2005 mowing of the dams and landfill to the Garden Barn LLC for 2021. 12 is a resolution awarding bid City of Glens Falls 2104 to the Pool Insurance Arena roof replacement to Titan Roofing Incorporated in the bid amount of $1,798,000. 13 is a resolution approving the warrant.
So moved.
Okay, I'm going to add an addendum and then ask for another motion. So the addendum is for a resolution approving an encroachment permit for Paul McConnell, owner of tax map number 302.19-19-4, commonly known as 42 Harrison Avenue, for a curb cut to extend driveway to enable access to a second parking space at this location, pursuant to favorable planning board advisory opinion rendered June 1st, 2021. The planning board notes that if the council approves the encroachment permit, applicant will need variance from the zoning board of appeals. So now we'll look for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, roll call vote.
Councilwoman Mark Reed,
Yes.
Councilman Campanell,
Yes.
Councilman Collins,
Yes.
Councilwoman Palmer,
Yes.
Councilman Everett,
Yes.
Councilman Clark.
Yes.
Okay, motions are approved. Old business, Ms. Reed.
I have none.
Mr. Campanell.
I have none.
And Mr. Collins.
I have none.
Ms. Palmer.
I have none.
And Mr. Henry.
I have none.
Mr. Clark.
I just want to thank my colleagues for approving the public hearing for the removal of our traffic signal on Staple and Third. It's our oldest traffic light, and it needs to come down, and a four-way stop needs to go there. And it's I think everyone will be much safer when that happens. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. New business, Ms. Reed.
I have none.
Mr. Campanell.
None tonight.
Mr. Collins.
I have none.
Okay, Ms. Palmer.
I have none.
Mr. Henry.
New business, our drainage at the bullpen behind there. All the work that the city put in worked great today.
Okay, because it's flooded everywhere else, so
So
yeah.
it looked good back
for
there.
you.
There's not a lot of water.
Well, that's
So,
good news.
the green area is,
The Elm Street.
and that used to be a terrible, terrible spot. And
Yes,
it's
it did.
very fine.
Yes, it did.
That's good.
So,
Mr. Clark. Okay. So, is there anyone from the public that would like to make any more comments? Okay, so I have a few things. As you know, our tree survey is finished. We'll be waiting on a report. I have to fill out a little bit of paperwork and get back to them. And then they will be putting a document together for us to look at. I have passed out to all of you frequently asked questions on coronavirus money. I would ask that you all take a look at that and read those. Bill Collins and I will be going to the New York Council of Mayors meeting tomorrow. We'll get more information on that. We'll also be getting more information on the new laws on marijuana and a couple other different topics that we will be bringing back to you at the next meeting, so that we'll try to get a little more educated from them. I did call Senator Schumer's office and I asked them some questions, and they said, ask NICA. So that's what we're going to do. So,
Jeez.
as we mentioned at the last meeting, we'll be going out to bid shortly on the paving. We did, and a lot of you know, at Crandall Park, we did have a splash pad opening. There was a problem with the amount of water that was running off of the splash pad, so we had to close it, and the person that's put the splash pad in is looking at it, trying to rectify the situation. In the meantime, we also had the millings that we had last year left over. We used to sell our millings when we did the streets, but no one wanted to buy them in the last 2 years, so we stockpiled them, and we actually asked Peckham Materials to screen them. So what they did was they screened them, and we put them in the cemetery, and we put them on the roads in the park. And the reason that we did that was because there were some wicked ruts in the whole area. Now, it's not like having paving, so you have to, we've left them closed for a while because we're hoping that the sun and the heat would make it harden a little bit. So it's not quite like having paving, but it's much better than what we had.
But it worked great in the parking lot when we did it in the parking lot at Greenville, so I mean, anything's better than.
Yeah, it's better than that in the runs that we had. Jeff Flagg has been meeting and scheduled meetings with Envisions on Market Center and with Monacho Construction on Market Square. So I would ask at the next county council meeting comes and reports where we're at, and let you know when the public outreach will start happening. We do have with the DRI, we also have the Small Business Drive awards will be approved on Thursday to 8 small businesses in the city that are coming from, that put in applications, coming from a group that we put together, from a working group. We've looked at it, we sent it to the Department of State for approval, and now we'll be ready to hopefully move forward if we, once the LDC approves those. So, been a lot going on, and that's all I got. So, just wanted to be able to speak on any of that. Yes. Okay.
This golf tournament this weekend at Grand Park.
It's true. Good call. Good call. So that is a golf tournament. I think it starts around noon, but I don't have exacts. And that will be this weekend. It will be the first. There's actually some pros that are going to be in it, and then some open division also. So that will be the first event at Granville Park for disc golf.
There's going to be some nice recreation activities at Crandall Park this summer for kids too, between Super Hoopers Camp and I think there's a Team Fredette Camp using our new courts, so it's going to be really nice.
There's a lot going on
Yeah.
at Granville Park.
Yep.
Okay, does anybody have anything
I
else?
just had a question for you, Mayor. Can you look into the fountain that somebody made a
Yeah, it's got cleaned today.
Thank you.
Yeah, we did. Facebook. So anyway, I'm going to look for a motion to move into executive session, and we'll leave the chambers and we'll go into the mayor's conference.
So
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Megan, could the minutes reflect we're going into executive session to discuss a contract situation?